You know, we've all done it, right? Judge someone based on how they look, only to realize later we got it completely wrong. Well, today we're diving into Susan Hill's incredible one-act play, On the Face of It. It's a short story, but believe me, it packs a serious punch about what happens when we actually dare to look beyond the surface. And really, what this whole play is about comes down to one simple but, huge question. What's really going on beneath the surface? It's all about challenging us to push past those snap judgments, to find the incredible, hidden worlds inside the people we meet every single day. Seriously, On the Face of It is just such an incredible look at things like perception, disability, and that fragile but totally life-changing power of human connection. At its core, it's the story of two people who, you'd think, couldn't possibly have anything in common. And the whole conflict, the real engine of the story, spins on this exact idea, appearance versus reality. So first up, you've got Derry. On the face of it, he's this hostile kid with a terribly scarred face. But deep down, he's a really sensitive soul. And then there's Mr. Lamb. He just looks like a lonely old guy with a tin leg. But in reality, he's this beacon of wisdom and empathy. This clash is everything. So the big question is, how did these two guys end up in such different headspaces? I mean, think about it. They're both dealing with a physical disability, but their reactions to it, well, they've sent them down completely opposite paths in life. And this line from Derry, wow, it just says everything about where he's at. It's not just him talking, it's a shield. He's built this entire fortress of isolation around himself because he's absolutely convinced that all anyone will ever see is his face and feel either fear or pity. And you have to remember, Derry's only 14. Half of his face was burned by acid. I mean, at that age, looks feel like everything, right? So he's just completely absorbed all the cruel things people think. He genuinely believes that the monster he sees in the mirror is all he'll ever be. So what does he do? He pushes everyone away before they have a chance to push him away first. It's just this awful, heartbreaking trap he's got. But then you have Mr. Lamb's whole philosophy, and it's summed up perfectly in this one line. He just throws out these rigid labels like beauty and beast. To him, they're not facts, they're just points of view. And that simple idea, it's a direct shot at the walls of the prison Derry has built around himself. You see, Mr. Lamb lost his leg in a war. And he could have become bitter, right? But he didn't. He chose acceptance. He literally keeps his garden gate open, inviting the whole world in. He gets it. He understands that what really matters isn't his tin leg. It's how he decides to see himself and connect with other people. He finds value in everything and everyone. And that's the exact lesson Derry so desperately needs to hear. So, you've got these two totally opposite worlds, and you just know they're on a collision course. And where does this collision happen? In a garden. But let me tell you, this setting is so much more than just a backdrop. It's practically a character itself. Yeah, Mr. Lamb's garden is a total sanctuary. Think about it. Outside those walls, you have the world of judgment, of staring, of fear. But inside it's different. It's this special place where people aren't judged. Well, on the face of it, it's a symbol for a world where real growth and connection can actually happen. It's all about peace and acceptance. And this whole philosophy is shown perfectly with the crab apples in his garden. See, most people would just walk past them, thinking they're worthless, sour little things. But not Mr. Lamb. He sees their potential. He knows he can turn them into jelly. What he's really telling Derry is that people are the same way. The ones society overlooks, they have this incredible hidden value inside. It's such a powerful metaphor, and it's the very first crack we see in Derry's armor. So this one meeting in this one garden, it just sparks this huge change in Derry. Let's really break down how Mr. Lamb's quiet, gentle wisdom starts to tear down the walls that Derry has spent years building up. Now, this change doesn't happen in a flash. It's a process. First, Derry hears something he's probably never heard before in his life: unconditional acceptance. Not pity, not disgust, just acceptance. And then forces him to start questioning his deepest belief, that his face makes him unlovable. And then comes the big moment. He makes a choice, a real choice. He actually stands up to his mother and decides to go back to the garden. That is a massive step away from fear and toward connection. But just as Derry makes this incredibly hopeful choice, just as we think things are finally looking up, the play hits us with a devastating, absolutely tragic twist. And the ending, oh man, it's all built on this powerful thing called dramatic irony. Basically, we know something the characters don't. The whole time they're talking, Mr. Lamb keeps mentioning the risks of life, how fragile he is. We, the audience, we can feel where this is going. We see the hints. But Derry, he's just now, for the first time, starting to imagine a future for himself. So Derry runs back to the garden, just buzzing with this new hope he's never felt. And he finds Mr. Lamb. He's fallen from a ladder. He's dead. The one person who opened the door to a new life for him is gone, in the very second Derry decided to step through it. And his transformation? It's real. That's not going away. But now he has to carry that torch all by himself. It's just a completely devastating ending, but in a weird way, there's a little bit of hope in there too. So, why does this play still matter so much? Why are we still talking about it today? Well, it's because the things it talks about are, if anything, more relevant now than they've ever been. Honestly, this play is like a mirror held up to our own world. I mean, think about our social media age, where everything is a snap judgment. Derry's story is a gut-wrenching look at trauma and social anxiety. It's a powerful critique of how we as a society push away anyone who looks different. It digs deep into the psychological scars that bullying leaves behind. And it was way ahead of its time, really, foreshadowing the modern push for true inclusion, not just, quietly tolerating people. And so we're left with Mr. Lamb's philosophy, which really becomes his legacy. It's not just a nice piece of advice. It's a challenge to all of us, to engage with the world with all its messiness and complexity, to really look beyond the surface and find the value that's always there. Derry is just starting to get it, and the play leaves us all with one final, pretty pointed question. Are